All right, everyone. Hello, and welcome to another fantastic demo day. So today we have a full house, very exciting, 6 projects demoing for us. So we're going to start off with DaoHouse, and then onto Exotic, then Across, then Sablier, then Lyra, then Nested. So really an all-star cast today. And without further ado, let's get started. Spencer from DaoHouse, are you up and ready?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Great.
Okay, great. I will share my screen and then we'll get underway. Just find the right one.
No stress. And while that's getting ready, I just want to give the standard T's and C's apply. Please do your own research before putting money into anything in DeFi. Everything has inherent risks. So you should definitely not just be throwing your money into random things. So make sure you do your own research. And yeah, common sense is an important skill. All right, without further ado, one of my favorite applications, but I don't have any biases here. Take us away.
All right, great. Thank you. So hello, everybody. My name is Spencer. I'm a core contributor at DaoHouse. And what I'm going to talk to you today about is DaoHouse on Optimism. As you can see here, this is a live demo of a DAO that we have deployed via the DaoHouse app, the DaoHouse platform, on the Optimism. I'm having to hold the space bar to talk here, so it's messing with my scroll a little bit, but you can see that it's Optimism mainnet very very quickly at the top. But we named our little demo DAO here the pessimists. But we are indeed optimism fans and optimists ourselves. So what is DaoHouse? DaoHouse is a home for purpose-driven community DAOs. That could be DAOs that build products, DAOs that provide services, DAOs that just vibe. And so using DaoHouse, communities can collectively manage a treasury and other shared assets in a way that includes all of the members of the community and supports every single member's sovereignty fully. So in other words, DAOHouse is a no-code platform for launching and governing DAOs. In DaoHouse, as you'll see, DAOs are defined not by a financial token, but by non-transferable shares. So the first thing I'm going to show you here today is our member list. I'm sorry about the scrolling. Let me fix. Okay, that's a little better. So these are the 5 members that today are in this DAO. These are a number of core contributors to DAOHouse, and you'll see that they each have 10 shares. These are the non-transferable kind of membership markers. These shares represent their voting weight in the DAO on proposals, and also their kind of share of the treasury. If they were to redeem these shares, well, I guess in this case, so if I were to do that, I would get 20% of the treasury back. So loot would be the same thing, but without the voting weight part of it. One of the reasons this is great, and we really believe in the non-transferability of shares, is that it allows DAOs to focus on their mission, focus on fulfilling their purpose without the distraction and security risks associated with being centered around a liquid token. Though a DAO can certainly always create a token and include it alongside their DAO, and that actually works quite well with DAOHouse's tools. So these are our members, but what if we wanted to add a new member? That would involve a proposal. We have a proposal here for Deacon, one of our other core contributors. We can see the details here. Deacon is requesting 10 shares. This DAO is more of just a demo. It's a club sort of thing. There's no funds being tributed in, but you can think about another example here where Deacon might actually tribute in some funds in order to receive his shares and become part of the DAO. And he would maintain custody over those funds via the exit rights or rage quit. So I'm going to do here, and we'll hope that the gas isn't too terribly high. Should be pretty good. I'm going to vote yes on this proposal. You may not be able to see my MetaMask pop up here with the sharing, but it's looking like this is to vote on this proposal is 34 cents, which is awesome. So I'm going to vote. And I believe the only delay here is actually the subgraph. Optimism has probably long since processed this transaction, which we can see if we view it. Yep, indeed, that has been processed. And we should see that come up here very shortly. As that's going, I also want to show you guys a little bit of our treasury management. So there's the main DAO treasury, but there's also this concept of a vault, which is basically a Gnosis safe with no signers that the DAO controls via the same proposal and voting structure as everything else. This is a pretty cool concept. You can see it's one of one, which basically is saying that the DAO is the only owner on this Gnosis safe. So in other words, you can do anything that you can do with a multisig, you can do in a DaoHouse DAO. There's a number of options for adding on what we call boosts from our boost marketplace. You can add sort of an accounting boost called DAO Books, Discord notifications, the disperse boost. So we're going to go, whoopsies. Okay, so we're going to install that. I'm going to just sign this message, and it's going to add an option here for me to create a proposal that ends up dispersing tokens to a number of recipients, all through the DaoHouse UI here. So lots of options to customize your DAO, to add in new tools, to bring in new functionality. I'm going to skip the last bit of this demo here. I want to be respectful of everybody's time, but I'll just go through it really quickly. In DaoHouse, you can easily what we call summon a new DAO, which is basically launch a new DAO with no code, just a few clicks, and as much customization as you'd like to do. So this is DaoHouse. We really believe in this model of governance, and one thing that we are really excited about is the lower gas fees on Optimism, enabling on-chain governance that protects the sovereignty of all of the members and gives them a true executive say in what happens in the DAO. So thanks everybody for listening, and I'll say goodbye now and listen to everybody else's demo.
Wow, that was fantastic. What was that, a whole 39 cents to vote? That's certainly much better than mainnet.
Yeah, I was playing around with this earlier, and creating a proposal was just a little bit more expensive than that, and processing a proposal would be just a little bit more expensive than that. But if we're looking at some like sort of today's gas fee scenarios, probably less than $1 to execute a proposal, which is pretty awesome, and we're super psyched about the possibility of lots of DAOs on Optimism.
Yeah, gotta have that on-chain voting, otherwise you're not really all too secure.
Amen.
Amen indeed. All right. Exotic is up next. So guys, if you have any questions about any of these demos, please go drop it in the demo day thread. The presenters are going to be here for everyone else's presentations, so they will be able to answer any of your questions as they kind of come up. All right, Red Arctic, you ready?
Hey, hi guys.
Hello, hello.
So hi guys, my name is Red. I'm a core contributor at Tailies, and today I'm going to show you a new product that just launched on top of Tailies, and this is called Exotic Market. So I will start by sharing my screen.
Amazing. Take it away.
Sweet, we can all see.
Yep.
Sweet. So the URL, as you can see, Exotic Market. So once I open the page here, I'm on the market page. So what are exotic markets? Exotic market is a platform that allows you to position yourself on prediction market. So I will walk you through some of our markets that we have presently. So one of my favorite is Formula One. So I'll go search for that one. Sweet, and now I'm on the Formula One market that was created. So one of our user created this market, and then anyone else can participate in this market as well. So who will win the Formula One Spanish Grand Prix 2022, which is held this Sunday? Um, Personally, big fan of Carlos Sainz and also local Spaniard, so I will go ahead and vote for him. And then we can also see under each prediction possibility, we can see the current pool size and the return on investment at the current time if that person ends, if that possibility wins, right? So we can also see the ticket price, the bid fee, and withdrawal fees, and then the time remaining, total pool size. So right now there's 105 SUSD in here and with 7 participants. If I don't have SUSD, I can always come to the top of the DApp here, get SUSD, click on here and make a swap. So I'll go ahead and vote for Carlos. So I put my There you go. It's that easy now. As we can see, there's a pool size of 30 SUSD and on Carlos. So that's 2 tickets. So there's 2 users that are voting for him. So if Carlos ends up winning, all the total pool will be distributed amongst the winning tickets. We have an Oracle Council verifying the data source and the results at the end. And this was voted by the Thales governance. We can check another market. So nice in the team Optimism market. Optimism will have 1 billion TVL before Friday, the 1st of July. That's an obvious yes for me. And as you guys can see, the market here will end on July 1st, right? So we have a bit more time for this market. So the end of the positioning phase will allow user to position, will end before the market resolves, which should be after July 1st. So we'll have the answer, right? So this one has a bit more time to put your position in. Another great aspect of the exotic market and the prediction platform here is that any user can create market. So I'll go ahead and show you an example of that. So when we create a market, we have a warning page that opens up. Really important that if you guys want to create a market, you go ahead and read that. And in order to not get your bond slashed, as you can read, there is 100 SUSD bond to be deposited, and that's to ensure the legitimacy of the market and to ensure that we don't have excessive market created. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and show you the market. So the market I prepare again around optimism. So my question: will the optimism token trade above $1 after 24 hours from when the token becomes tradable? My data source, I'm using the CoinGecko page, the Optimism token CoinGecko page. That if you click on this link, you'll realize that it's not updated yet with the token price. And then I put my position, and I want to make sure that I get the whole range of possibility with my position, and I can add as much as 8 answers. So I'm going to go ahead and delete those. So yes and no, they capture the full range of possibilities. The end of positioning, I'll put it this Sunday, because I actually don't know when the token becomes tradable. So I'm just going to capture the next people that want to position here in the next week. Ticket price, I want to put it at 25 SUSD. I want to enable withdrawals, and then I choose the proper tags, so crypto and Web3 tag. And then as the market creator, I have to go ahead and choose my initial position. So I will choose yes. Sweet, and just like that, the market was created. As we can see, there is another just under 4 days left to position for this market. So we'll be able to position until this Sunday. Also, just to go back on the create market, the one thing that I skipped and is really important is the guidelines. So if you guys are interested in creating markets, I invite you to read the guidelines. So these were established by the Oracle Council that really will oversee your market. Um, so it's really important that you adhere to these guidelines. Also, anyone can dispute market if they want, if they see the market is not proper. So in order to not get slashed your $100 bond, it's really important that you read the guidelines and adhere to them. And also, I invite you guys, if you are interested in creating markets, to join Taylor's Discord. And on there is a channel called Potential Market to Create, where anyone can just go ahead and ask questions to the Oracle Council and our community, and they'll gladly help you create the proper market. And it's also worth noting that a market creator gets 1% of the pool. So remember, when there was that $1 3% fee. So right, the bid fee here. So 1% goes to the market creator. So that's really important to note as well. Yeah, so that's the Exotic Market Platform. I invite you guys to follow us on Twitter, join Taylor's Discord, and hopefully we see you on the Exotic Platform. Thank you.
Thanks. That was amazing. Just a reminder, because I know this happens every time. You absolutely no price discussion on the Optimism Discord, but you can certainly go and discuss it in the Tailies one, but definitely not on the Optimism Discord. Thanks, guys. Yeah, that was great. It's amazing to see you guys go live. I know you guys were demoing. Well, you were talking about it in your last demo day when you were demoing Thales. So it's really exciting to see it go live and kind of evolve on Optimism. Very exciting stuff.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, of course. Next up we have Across. Sabingi, are you here? I didn't see you. Nice. Okay. Well, we can come back if you do join. I will ping you privately. All right. Sablier, Max Dale, I think you're here.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Amazing. All right. Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Awesome. So, can you see my presentation?
Yep, now I can. Amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, so I'm Max from Sablier, and so this is a quick presentation to introduce Sablier, which we released on Optimism a few weeks ago, actually. Sablier is the leading money streaming protocol in DeFi. So we found product market fit with payroll, token vesting, and airdrops. And so, similar to streaming movies on Netflix or streaming music on Spotify, you can actually stream money using Sablier. So if I want to send you $100 over a month, instead of sending it to you all at once at the end of the month, what I can do is use Sablier to send you those $100 over the month, and you will receive a fraction of those $100 every second during the whole month. And so the reason why this is very useful is because, well, if you have payroll, for example, instead of earning your paycheck at the end of each month, you can earn your paycheck throughout the month, which is especially useful when you're doing freelancing, for example. If you handle token vesting, instead of having these price bumps in your price charts when you release your token when you release your tokens to your investors, who sell it on the open markets. If you stream it with Sablier, the release is gradual, and so you won't have these massive meltdowns in terms of price. So the problem which we solve with Sablier, actually there are three problems. First, in our current society, there's no easy way to exchange time for money. Again, if you are paid at the end of each month, it's actually a very inefficient way of being paid, because with Sablier, you could be paid while you work, whereas with traditional payment system and payroll systems, you have to trust that you will actually be paid at the end of the month. And that's what the second point brings to, which is that it involves trust issues, and it also slows down the markets because you have to wait in order to be paid. While with Sablier, you get immediate access to your liquidity because you get your payments in real time, and so you can directly use them to consume in the economy. And then a third point is that traditional vesting contracts on Ethereum are usually pretty slow and expensive to use, whereas Sablier is actually very gas efficient. We make a lot of effort into making the protocol as efficient and minimal as possible in order to guarantee security. It's worth noting that Sablier has been running on mainnet since 2019, actually, and we've never been hacked. We have hundreds of millions of dollars in TVL. And so, yeah, it's very secure, very gas efficient, everything you need. So, in essence, Sablier is a money streaming protocol where payments are made by the seconds. We are, of course, available on Optimism and also many other EVM chains. But the great thing about Optimism is that because the gas fees are much lower, it makes use cases such as payroll and airdrops actually possible. So on Ethereum, if you want to create an airdrop using Sablier and so airdrop your token through Sablier streams to your audience so that they don't receive all your tokens at once, it's very expensive for gas because you have to pay gas fees for every stream creation and gas fees for every withdrawal from the Sablier protocol. Whereas with Optimism, well, you'll of course also have to pay gas fees, but because of the low gas fees, it's actually usable. Paying $200 to withdraw $50 doesn't really make any sense. And so we also offer a really beautiful user interface, which we'll see in the next slide. And our product is really made for companies, DAOs, and institutions. Of course, as a user, you can, of course, use it for daily needs. But really, due to the gas fees and the current use cases which we have found for the products, it's really tailored for businesses, basically. So this is what the interface looks like. So you have this beautiful dashboard where you can actually see the progress of your stream. You can see how much has already been streamed, how much has already been withdrawn by you from the stream, and you can see the time remaining until the end of the stream. What's also very useful is that we offer a stream link, so you can actually share a link to your stream, to this interface to third parties. And so they can check the progress of your stream. And so, for example, if you need to share the state of a payment to your accountant, for example, this is actually possible. So since our launch in December 2019, we have reached over $1.5 billion in TVL. That was like our big record. We're now, of course, much lower because of the market conditions, but still, it was a nice goal to reach. We have over 30,000 blockchain users, over 19,000 unique streams created, quite a large audience on Twitter and Discord, and then we have some very large users actually, like Compound, Aave, contributors to Compound and Aave, so Gauntlets, Open Zeppelin, and these types of entities, Shapeshift, Tornado.cash, and Reflexer, who is building Rye. And so in terms of upcoming features, what we've planned is really to focus on tooling for DAO customers. So I think, making vesting easier, making airdrops easier, especially on networks like Optimism, where, again, the fees are lower, which enable a lot of use cases which aren't possible on Ethereum. Enabling DeFi compatibility. So we are working on the ability to represent a stream as an NFT. So just like you have your liquidity position on Uniswap as an NFT, you will have your stream as an NFT, and you could theoretically then borrow against that stream in an NFT lending protocol. And so you could theoretically borrow against the future income if your payroll is made through a Sablier, for example. We are also working on enabling more stream customization, and of course improving the user interface. Traditional stuff, nothing fancy here. And yeah, that was it. So if you want to use Sablier, pay.sablier.finance. You can find us on Twitter at SablierHQ. Our Discord link is also on Twitter, so make sure to join us there. All our code is open source. We welcome contributions, and yeah, happy to be here and happy to be live on Optimism and building on Optimism.
Yeah, it's incredible how much the gas fees can really affect the ability of users to use stuff, It's a little bit scary, actually. But yeah, super excited to have you guys. I think payment streaming is a very clever solution, and it's really efficient, as you said, to get paid monthly. It's very Web 2. Yeah, so again, if anyone has any questions, drop them in the thread, and the presenters will be around to answer them. Next up, we have Lyra. Josh, are you here and ready?
Hey, Bonnie, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Sweet, let me just get my sharing ready. All right. So hey guys, I'm Josh. I'm a core contributor at Lyra, and today I wanted to show you guys our new Avalon release. So our team's been super hard at work getting prepped for this Avalon release, which has a bunch of new cool features, and I wanted to walk you guys through it. I guess before jumping too deep into that, I just wanted to give a high-level overview of what Lyra is. Lyra is an on-chain options market. And so what does that mean? It basically means that we have a volatility AMM. And so people can come in and buy and sell calls and puts. And as they buy and sell call puts, the options will get priced up or down. And the actual value that gets priced up and down is the actual implied volatility. So if you know anything about options, that's kind of one of the most, I guess, important parameters in pricing an option. And so if you are familiar with our UI, you can see that we also show the implied volatility here, which is actually what's moving up and down as people come in and trade the option. And so what that means is because it's an AMM, there's always liquidity available for you to trade options. And also there's usually efficient pricing, as people can basically arbitrage our pools to make sure that the volatilities are competitive with other centralized and decentralized exchanges. Now you might be also wondering who's actually underwriting all of these options. And so we have these market making vaults. You can call them LPs, similar to Uniswap. The one big difference though is participant, or I guess LPs, deposit stables into our pools. And so this is actually a UI of our old kind of LP page, and we'll have that very soon for Avalon. But people LPs can deposit stables, and then our money market vaults will actually use these funds to buy and sell the traders' options, and at the same time actually hedge them through synthetics. And so we could go long or short the underlying asset to make sure that we're not exposed to price movements. I think that's the big part actually that Optimism enables us to do. Every time you trade, our money market vaults are actually in the background charging you risk fees, charging you spot fees, hedging a bunch of things on synthetics. And so there's a ton of things going on, which would just be impossible on L1. But I guess moving on to the Avalon release. So instead of just kind of walking you through each feature, I think it might have been, I'm trying to make this, I guess, more helpful and as informative as possible. And so we'll go through a couple just things that you might want to do with options, or things that, or ways in which options are kind of useful when it comes to your strategies. And so everyone's probably, very used to just kind of going super long, buying a call, betting super long on ETH. That's pretty easy, so I don't want to do that. That's pretty straightforward. Maybe another thing that you might find options useful for is, in a way, kind of buying insurance, right? So buying a put. So you can buy a put for a specific price, let's say like a 2000 strike price that expires in July 26th. And so you can select this put and then input a value. Here you go. And so what you can see is that obviously as the price of Ethereum drops below 2050, you would actually be starting to make a profit. And so you could use this, for example, if you had some, deposits in Compound and you wanted to hedge your, make sure you're always properly collateralized. Well, you could actually buy a put that expires in 3 months, and as you are in the money for that put, you can use that and basically add more collateral to your vault, I guess. So what's really cool about the Avalon release is actually we have 12-week rolling expiries. So this is testnet. We actually only have the 10th week here, but when you use our main Avalon release, you'll actually have up to 12 weeks or an expiry as far as 12 weeks away. And not just the 12-week, you'll also have the first, second, third, fourth, 10th, or sorry, 8th and 12th week expiries. And so that's, I believe, actually the first time an on-chain market has rolling 12-week expiries. And so that means you can both buy and sell calls and puts 3 months away. The other really cool feature with the Avalon release is that you can actually buy with other stables. And so you don't have to, first manually convert from DAI to SUSD. You can actually directly buy with SUSD. So I'll kind of briefly walk you through that. So you can buy a call. Oh, that was actually with SUSD. Reject that one. Buy it with USD. And under the hood, we'll actually go through Curve, convert that USDC to SUSD, and immediately buy that call for you. So how seamless it is to buy a call with any stable. And this is the page that shows kind of your option that you just bought, the implied volatility. You see it spike a little bit, well, not spike, or go up a tiny bit as the AMM shifts the volatility, and you see all of your Greeks. So I'll go over to, I guess, another strategy, a very popular one, and that's just doing covered calls. That's obviously still available. So let's say you want to buy a covered call for the 2700 strike, and you want to, usually, we would collateralize it with Ethereum, right? So that would make it a covered call. What's really cool with Avalon is that you can actually now collateralize with stables. So that means that you won't be, I guess, your collateral now won't move with movements in spot price, and so you could open basically naked calls. You can also still open with the normal, I guess, base asset. In this case, it would be SETH, but you can also partially collateralize, and so you can actually leverage up. So here's an example of me leveraging up 2x and earning the same premiums, but with half as much collateral. And so what that means is that we now have, I guess, liquidator bots that are ensuring that everyone is properly collateralized. And so as you choose your collateral, the UI will actually show you at what price you would get liquidated at. So if I would collateralize with half of ETH, I would get liquidated about 3,100 if the price were to drop. Jump like right now. Right, so this should allow like really increased capital efficiency and also allow integrators to do a bunch of new things with this sort of partial collateral and usage of stables as collateral. So I guess one last thing that I want to show you is kind of a strategy called risk reversal, which is very common, I guess, in TradFi. So let's say you kind of didn't think that ETH would go up, beyond. But you still want, but you want a little bit of downside protection as well. And so what you could do actually is collateralize with ETH and sell a call. Let's say you want to sell a call for the 2400 strike. You would buy, let's go with one call, and then you would fully collateralize it. Let's actually go through this. Confirm it with MetaMask, and then go ahead and sell the call. So we just sold a call, all right, and then let's see. Yeah, we made. Yep, we made 75, or right here. Yeah, $77 in premium, or SUSD in premium, and we can go back and actually buy a put for 1,400, which is a little bit less than $76, and go ahead and buy that. Now, what that means is that if the price of Ethereum goes beyond, oh, let me go back to this page. The price of the Ethereum goes beyond 2,400, you would get all of the upside up to 2,400, and then your upside would kind of stop right at 2,400. But you're using kind of that upside in exchange, or you're exchanging that upside for protection if Ethereum does dump, a huge amount below 1,400. And that's kind of showing some of the really cool things you could be doing with options, and really protect your risk with a more fine-tuned comb than just going, long or short. And lastly, this one, we don't have a LP page yet in the Avalon testnet, which is coming out soon. But the cool new feature too is now you can actually enter and exit the pool at any time with a small delay. And so that's very different than a lot of DOVs or a lot of options market out there, where you actually have to, you can only kind of come into the pool at 1 month at a time. And also all the expiries are kind of only go up to about 1 month out. And so with Avalon, LPs can actually enter and exit the pool at any time with a small delay. And that at the same time, kind of on the flip side, allows us to have these rolling expiries. So at any point in time, you'll always have, 1 through 12 weeks of expiries, versus kind of having 1 month out, using up all of those expiries, and then not having any 1 month expiries to trade like on the 2-week mark. So that won't be the case in Avalon. We now will have rolling expiries and 3-week expiries for everyone, pretty much all the time. So the soft launch actually happened today. So I hope you guys can join our Lyra Discord, and then try to get a spot on the allow list, to kind of test out our soft launch and go ahead and trade. And so if you guys want to get a spot on the allow list, you can just ping one of the mods, join the Discord, and then we can help you get on, I guess, the whitelist. So that's available today, and then the full launch is going to be available in 2 weeks, May 31st. So hope you guys can all try that. The one quick thing I just want to mention, I know I'm a little bit over time, but we've also been pretty hard at work creating a couple SDKs on our side. We know this new Avalon release allows a lot of different integration possibilities with Lyra, with these rolling expiries, stables, different, partial collat. And so we have a couple quick SDKs that I want to show you. I'm not going to walk through all of the examples since we're over time, but we have a JavaScript SDK, which makes it super easy for you to get a bunch of information from Lyra directly through JavaScript. All you need to do is just install this JavaScript NPM package. It'll give you all the strikes, all of the boards. It'll also package up any trade for you and send it off easily, as well as providing a bunch of listeners for different kind of important events. So this is super useful if you're doing anything off-chain or you're trying to package up transactions smoothly and easily. If you're actually trying to build contracts on top of Lyra, we have a Lyra protocol SDK. And so this is mostly if you're trying to import a bunch of Lyra contracts, or you're trying to query them to get their ABIs or get their addresses. And then one other nice thing is that you can actually deploy the full Lyra, like what you saw on the CY. You can deploy all of that, like all of those contracts on a local or hard hat testnet. That way you don't need to mock up, every single contract. You can actually test against the real Lyra without having to wait to launch for a testnet. And then lastly, we have a couple helper contracts here, like vault adapters, which are essentially your one-stop shop for building a vault. It has everything you'd need. So it would be exchanging synths, opening and closing, stable swaps, etc., and a bunch of Oracle contracts, as well as a full-on like vault example project, which will basically package up a couple of these contracts and show you how to use the protocol SDK. So I will drop that in the chat just so you guys have the link to all of that. But yeah, super excited for this Avalon release. I hope you guys like it too. And make sure to join the Discord and just ping us to get on the allow list. And if you don't have time for that, then in 2 weeks we'll be launching it completely for everyone.
Yeah, that's amazing. Definitely drop the links in the thread. I'm not going to spend too long because you certainly were over there. So just straight into a cross with Sabinga. Are you here and ready? All right, on to nested. Rudy, are you here and ready?
Yes, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So let me share my screen. Can you see my screen? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, great. So hi all, happy to be there. I'm Rudy, Nested founder. So Nested is a platform at the crossroad of social media and crypto trading. We raised more than 8 million USD from the most renowned angels and institutional investors, including Alan, Howard, and Jump. We are a team of 20 people fully committed to building the future of finance. So at Nested, we want to democratize DeFi through user-friendly one-stop DeFi app and social finance. We think this is the only way to onboard the masses and scale Web3 from a niche to a large market. So at Nested, you can create, replicate, and monetize portfolio of digital assets. Every portfolio is tokenized in the form of an NFT, which we refer to as nested NFT. A nested NFT is then physically backed by all the assets of the portfolio the user creates or replicates. You can browse portfolios directly from the nested app, and each time your portfolio is replicated, you earn a part of the platform fees that we refer as to royalties. So Nested is already live on Optimism, and let's start the demo. So what you see on my screen right now are 3 portfolios freshly created from Nested. So you can see 2 copies there and 1 original portfolio. So for instance, this one is a replication of a nested fee portfolio, while this one is an original portfolio, a portfolio I did create myself. Creating a portfolio on Nested will take you 20 seconds. It's a 3-step process. The first step is to set the budget, then to select the assets you want to add inside this portfolio. So let's add Lyra, SNX, Perp. At this step, you also have to allocate your budget between all those assets. So there I'm allocating this way. And then last step is to set a name. So let's say demo day, and you can also add some hashtags. And if I click there, I will confirm the operation. MetaMask is popping up, and I can create this portfolio. So I won't do this right now because I already have some portfolios there. So once you have created your portfolio, I will show you what a creation transaction looks like. So you can see there, all digital assets have been purchased. An NFT has been minted. And this is the only thing, once again, this is the only thing that the user manages, the nested NFT. So the nested NFT, this represents the user's portfolio. So once you have created the portfolio, this is what you see. You can update it at any time you want. So if you want to swap an asset against another, you can do it there. You can liquidate some positions, even like adding some tokens, add some tokens. And you can also exit the market in one click. So if I click there, all the assets there will be sold. The NFT will be burnt, will be sent to the black hole address, and I will get back inside my MetaMask wallet this amount of ETH. So in one click, I exit the market. You can also send the portfolio to someone else just by transferring the NFT. And you can also share your portfolio with your community members, your family, or your friends. So if I click there, I'm sharing this portfolio on Twitter. People don't have to click on the link to see what there is inside. So demo effect. Okay. Demo effect, it doesn't work right now, but this is how it looks like. Wait a minute. Okay, so this is what an overview looks like. So you don't have to click on the portfolio to see what there is inside. You can see it in the overview. I just have to delete this tweet now. And so, in fact, if you don't feel inspired enough, you can replicate. You can also copy a portfolio. So you have to click on the Explorer tab and browse any portfolios. So many filters are available to be sure you find what you are looking for. Here I want to copy an Optimism portfolio, so I'm choosing Optimism. And then copying a portfolio will take me 10 seconds. I just have to click on this button. I have to set a budget. And so let's say 0.01, and then I'm ready to go. So if I click there, MetaMask will pop up and I can confirm the transaction. So now, each time a portfolio I replicated is updated by its original owner, I get notified directly from the nested app or over the Telegram by the nested bot. So this is a nested bot. I linked my Telegram account to my nested account, and so I receive notification in real time over Telegram. And so now I'm not up to date with this portfolio, so I receive the notification and I can update my portfolio, synchronize my portfolio in one click. So if I click there, and you can see this is this portfolio. So we want the user that this portfolio is not up to date. And if I click there, in a row, okay, still, and okay, demo effect again. Usually it works, but I will check it with my team. So, as I told you before, every time someone replicates a portfolio, you earn royalties. So there, 23 minutes ago, one of my portfolio get replicated, and I can see there the royalties I earned. So I can see that I earned this amount of ETH from this copy. On Nested, every user also has their profile. So here is how to set up a profile. So I can add a username, link my Twitter, associate my Twitter account to be sure people are looking at the good profile. And of course, I can also share this profile with my friends, my community members, or my family members, and they can pick a portfolio they want to replicate. And if I go back to my portfolios, you can also benefit from a beautiful overview displaying a breakdown of all your assets per portfolio. So here I can see that 20% of all my assets are in Lyra, and I can see where to find Lyra among my portfolios on Nested. And so in the near future, it's there. In the near future, Nested will be plugged into many DeFi dApps, many other DeFi dApps. Nested NFTs will become vaults encapsulating complex strategies with farming, staking, lending, borrowing positions, and people will be able to replicate it in one click. Of course, you will earn a part of people passive income who replicated your strategy. And you will also introduce portfolio suggestions according to your on-chain behavior on the nested dApp and on your behavior on centralized exchanges if you decide to link them to your nested account. And finally, we will introduce copy trading of JPEG portfolios. Let's say I have a portfolio containing Punks, Bake, or Clonex, and you want to copy it. Thanks to data mining, we propose you a portfolio with the closest JPEGs to the ones I own. So this is all about nested. We're currently rewarding all our users according to their activity on nested. So feel free to test it and become one of our users.
Wow, copy trading NFTs is quite a cool, novel thing. I don't think I've seen that anywhere before, so that's very cool.
Yes, this is something that we want to introduce. Yes, in this market, it doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, definitely. That's a very clever, I'm sure quite difficult thing to get right. All right, again, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the thread. Also, Josh, please feel, sorry, Rudy, please feel free to drop your links in the thread as well so everyone can go and join the Discord, see the website, all that good stuff. All right, third time's a charm. Sabinga, are you here for a cross? You guys can't hear it, but I'm doing a little drum roll. Going once. Going twice. Three times? All right. Yeah. Okay. So, Sabinga and across. If you guys are here, just jump in real quick. Otherwise, we can try and get you in the next demo day. Otherwise, this was a fantastic demo day, a real all-star cast. Thanks everyone for coming and attending. Very excited to see all these applications and go and play with them. Yeah, great to have everyone. And don't forget that next week we have the office hours. So if you have any office hours questions, you can go get them ready in the thread that's available. Otherwise, we'll see you in 2 weeks here again for another demo day of some fantastic applications. I think next week's demo day is already fully booked. So real high demand here for these. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming, and we will catch you next week. Cheers.
Thanks.
Great. All right, cool guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.